right, so welcome into our last installment of this story. Hopefully these videos have been helpful and very useful to you as we've gone through. So this last thing is a lot more characterization, and again, we're going to have some key incidences here that are important to the sequence of the story, but most importantly, they're going to be very important to our main character, Jim. So we're going to focus in on those. And then we'll have a couple more insights to our theme, which hopefully that you're picking up on how Jim is constantly reaffirming and reconnecting back to how completely in awe and grateful he is to certain people as the story went on. So here we go. Thursday morning, Nate made plans to get to Boston, where his family lives. He would take a train to Hartford, and his mother would drive him home. I later found out that Nate had the luck of sitting next to a psychologist on the train. He just talked and talked. I myself needed to get out of the city. Two friends, Karen Curo and Susan Edelman, in New Jersey were my next destination. By bus, through the shaky terminal and some erratic bus driving, I made it to their front door. On the way, I only lost it twice. Most people who you take in after disaster want you to stay so they can take care of you. Sue and Karen allowed me to do what I needed. So right here, we have a little bit more theme insight. And you have to kind of think about how does Jim feel towards Karen and Sue, and then of course this continues with our whole idea of whatever the theme is of this story, because he's focusing in on how these two women didn't necessarily, they took care of him, but they allowed to take him to choose how he took care of them. Okay. And then of course we have a little bit of characterization here. I'm going to highlight it, but I'm not going to really make any note because I think you guys can continue making note on your own about how Jim feels. I decided on the drive to their house that I needed to get control of my life again. So again, we have this key incident, and this key incident also kind of doubles down as key incident and some characterization. And I want you to think about why this is one of those, how does this event propel the story forward? So when you figure out what his decision is, you can kind of see, how does this propel the story forward? Why is this important? I need to make progress towards home. I needed time to process all of this in order to get my shit together. Sue, Karen, and Susan Sullivan, another friend, supported me, gave me food, blankets, liquids, toilet paper, everything I would need. They also procured a brand new Cadillac from National Car Rental with no mileage, no drop-off. They showed me the love I needed at the right time. Again, so I have another theme insight here. I'm only going to highlight it pink, but I want you to think about it. So here's some more stuff that goes with our theme. By Thursday at 3 p.m., I was on my way home. So this kind of goes, if I could draw an arrow, I'm just going to highlight it blue. But this incident right here, of course, goes with this incident. And so this is where we can see, what decision did he make? You have to piece it all together. You have to infer, what decision did he make? And how is that propelling his story forward? The drive home was a cherished event for me, but not only for the times I talked to people, and at times I really needed to talk, but also for the time I spent alone. I found the mornings were the hardest. I cried for at least an hour every morning. So we got a little bit of characterization right here. And then of course, we have a little bit more of our insight into our theme. So I just want you to continue thinking about why he says the things that he says and what he learned about people in this whole event. I thought the number of people and families that were torn apart was agonizing. Why them? Why not me? I feel for those people and their families more than I can ever express. So again, we got a little bit more of characterization here. We've learned something about Jim. Just kind of tell me what have we learned about him in these little tidbits. I found the spirit of America. Town after town had flags on every pole. on every main street. The firehouse in Notre Dame was draped in black, and I talked about the spirit of the fire department of New York to 2 firefighters until we were all 3 in tears. So I got more theme insight here. And I'm going to say connect back to original comment. Ooh, I got to spell some things right, don't I? Comment about firefighters. So again, we have a connection here that focuses in on our theme. I found solace in the Basilica at Notre Dame and at the Wounded Knee in South Dakota. I found to be spiritual healing in their own way, and I found that Jolt Cola is the equivalent to cocaine in a bottle. It should be outlawed. So we got a little bit of humor here. But he's going on this super awesome journey of self-discovery and healing. It took 80 hours for me to drive and sleep the 3,060 miles to my family and my home. But those 80 hours, I grew years. I know it will take Nate and me time to understand what happened, but like everyone else, we are committed to turning this ugly event into a personal positive. So we have this nice little piece of characterization. I'm going to leave it to you to write the comment and tell me what this teaches us about Jim. I read about post-traumatic stress syndrome. One of the key cures is to talk and share your story. I will continue to share and make sure nothing is hidden away that will come back to haunt me. Most of all, I will appreciate my time here and my friends and family. Thanks for listening. God bless America. Jim Campbell is pleased to report his associates at Morgan Stanley, Sandy Mowinski and Liz Witt, both residents of New York metropolitan area, have escaped the World Trade Center safely. So this story is super, super awesome to me. I love the characterization and the settings and just focusing in on what Jim notices and what he's learned about people. So just really pay attention to these key incidences that we've highlighted, because you're going to want to try and take them and turn them into a flow map in our next activity. I hope that you found these videos helpful as always. Much love, my children. Peace.